Calendar. A, waive all readings of ordinances and resolutions except by title. B, approval of warrants. C, approval of minutes of the June 22nd, 2021 meeting.
Move to approve.
You want to second that, John?
I second.
All in favor, or all in, oh my God.
Approval of minutes of June 22nd, 2021 meeting. We approve.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. 3 and 2 absent. Public hearings, I don't see any tonight. So we'll go to regular business. Adopt resolution number 2021 next to number. A resolution approving a loan agreement with 209 Multimedia to support the operations of the West Side Index and authorizing the city manager to execute the agreement.
Thank you, Mayor. I'll go ahead and take this one. So, in response to the COVID-19 pandemic, United States Congress enacted the American Rescue Plan Act. And that provided the city of Newman funds to respond to the COVID public health emergency, including helping small businesses that have been impacted by COVID-19. One of those businesses is the West Side Index, located here in the city of Newman. And the West Side Index provides city with vital public benefits, as well as the city as well. So, it provides information to the community about the public, provides employment opportunities throughout the city to the residents. It also allows us to publish public notices and that are necessary when we do bids and when we do ordinances and all the like. As part of that, since the West Side Index has been impacted, we're looking at an agreement here that would help the West Side Index, transition to 209 Multimedia, who would come in and start running the operations of the West Side Index and take over. 209 Multimedia is an operation that already currently runs small regional newspapers in like Manteca, Ripon, Escalon, Riverbank series. So they have a lot of experience running these smaller community type publications. They also publish a 209 magazine as well. So what we're looking at doing with this agreement would be to help 209 Multimedia kind of in the first 6 months of operations and help them with some of their operational costs. As you are starting up in this type of business, there's a lot of cost up front and expenses, and the revenues tend to lag behind. So it creates a kind of a burden for them. So in working with Hank, who's the owner of 209 Multimedia, as well as the city of Gustine, we've come up with a plan whereby the city of Gustine and the city of Newman will jointly work together to see if we can assist 209 Multimedia in the operations of the West Side Index and trying to make sure that they have a good foundation for moving forward and continuing the operations of the West Side Index here on the West Side. So what we're looking at, and part of the agreement is we, the city of Newman, would be using these American Rescue Plan Act funds to the tune of $25,000 a month. It's a combination of a loan and a grant. So, it's both in there. There's some loan in there that's going to help this business get established and try to create a situation there where they got a great opportunity to be successful. But it's not a fully funded grant, so there's loan in there. So they do have skin in the game as well. By coming in, they're going to understand that, they're going to make a considered effort to get this thing going as well. So it's a combination of a loan and a grant. And if you look at the agreement there, it starts off, it's a little bit heavier on the grant side in the beginning. And then as it transitions over time, over the 6 months, towards the end, we transition to more of a loan and less grant amount. By that time, the operators should be having some of the revenues that are lagging behind start coming in, and their cash flow should start improving, which would help them move forward on there. So with that, there's also a couple things in the agreement that that are important to include. Is, you know, the grantee would maintain his office for the West Side Index here in Newman on the west side, and that's important because, you know, people want to be able to access the office and not have to go to another town. There's also other benefits that are also done out of that. You know, whether you're printing up tickets or, you know, if you have an event coming up and invitations, there are all these other services that are provided by West Side Index that would also be incorporated into the 209 as they move forward. So those are important features for our business community as well as our individuals in the community as well. So they'll maintain that office in here. Also, there's certain things that they can use the money for, and it's operational cost. So we have the ability to audit them to make sure that they are complying and using the funds, you know, towards the operations of the West Side Index, and not be using the funds for anything else. So there is the opportunity to audit those. The loan portion is a 0% interest loan. The loan amount total, if he took the full amount, would be $60,000. And he would start paying that back over a 24-month period, $2,500 a month. There's nothing to preclude the grantee and the operator of 209 Multimedia from paying that back earlier. So they would pay that back and starting in 23. And in 23 and 24 have that all paid back to the city during that time.
Okay.
As I mentioned earlier, this is kind of a joint venture between City of Newman and City of Gustine. The City of Gustine has already, at their last meeting last week, approved the same payout structure of both a combination of a grant and a loan to 209 Multimedia. So with that, I can answer any question. Oh, I meant to add, so as part of this, you know, we have the American Rescue Plan Act. Originally, the city was scheduled to get $2.1 million. That's actually been up to about 2.8 million. So we're going to get 1.4 million this year. We're going to get 1.4 million next year. Here in the next two meetings, probably in the first meeting in August, we as staff will be coming to the council with some opportunities that we think are good ways to expand, to use those funds, the 1.4 million. And part of that will be a business loan program, grant/program, that other businesses would have an opportunity, just as 209 Multimedia is having this opportunity. We would create a program that other businesses could make a case for, if they felt that they've been impacted by COVID-19, to make an application to the city for funds as well. So we've also, as the council knows, we've also done a grant program before where we gave out $100,000 in grants last year in 2020 to our local businesses as well. So trying to get this money out to our community as well is what we're going to be trying to do. So that'll come forward at your next meeting. That full program, or the opportunity to create a full program, will come before you later. So with that, I can answer any questions with respect to this loan grant agreement with 209 Multimedia. And I know that the operator of 209 Multimedia, Hank Vanderveen, is here on the line in case you have any questions for him.
I just have a statement. I would like to acknowledge the Mattis family for everything they've given to our community over many, many decades. The index is which is one of the least of it, as much as they've done for our community. And hearing that the index and the Gustine Standard were being shut down was a real shock. It's something that we look forward to getting every week. And thank you to 209 Multimedia. Thank you for stepping up and taking this over. And once all the other comments are completed, I would be more than happy to move to adopt the resolution.
I will second that. Yes.
So we have a first and a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? 3-0 with 2 absent.
Do I need to read the entire resolution?
Oh, maybe so, huh?
Reading it by title is sufficient to make the motion.
Sorry.
Okay. Okay, thank you. I vote to approve too.
B, approve Rotary Club's request to place historic bronze plaques on the exteriors of 3 city-owned buildings.
Thank you, Mayor Pro Tem. So we did receive a request from the Rotary Club of Newman. What they're trying to do as part of their club's community service effort this year is they would like to place bronze plaques on 14 downtown buildings. The plaques measure about 8 by 10, and they would contain historical facts about the building. And basically, so that would help, people that may be traveling through and or our local residents as well, just learn a little bit about the history of Newman and that particular building. The city of Newman actually owns 3 buildings that they would like to put plaques on. The first is the West Side Theater. The second is the Carnegie Library. It's now the Historical Museum across the street from the police department. And then lastly is the IOF building, the Independent Order of Odd Fellows, which is now City Hall at 938 Fresno Street. Staff does support this request. We do ask that city approve the wording and the placement of the bronze plaques before they actually get out there. We just not that we're overly concerned with what they say. We just want to make sure the facts are correct and the placement is in a good spot. So with that, I can answer any questions you may have.
I have no questions. No, that's a good thing.
Do we need a motion on this, Nubia?
I wish to
Michael, I
approve.
think we probably should.
We should? Okay, go ahead, John.
Okay, I wish to approve the Rotary Club's request to place historic bronze plaques on the exteriors of 3 owned buildings.
Second.
We have a first and a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? There's none. Passes 3-0 with 2 absent. Okay, so items from District 5, Stanislaus County Supervisor. Supervisor Chance, are you on tonight? I see you.
This is Russell Fowler from Supervisor Chance Conrad's office. Supervisor apologizes he can't be here tonight. He has another commitment, but just pleasure to be here with you tonight. Wanted to provide you with a quick update. We did have our West Side Healthcare Task Force meeting in the town of Newman last Thursday. I want to thank city staff for putting together the logistics and providing a good spread. Great to work with the staff and they really this out there. So we had a good production and look forward to the next. Glad to know we can always count on Newman to be good hosts and look forward to including them in the rotation. So with that being said, I'm happy to take any comments.
Just real quick, Russell, I really appreciate you bringing Dr. Jeffrey Lewis to the meeting last Thursday. The information was outstanding. I don't want to put everyone to sleep and by hitting all the highlights, but the services that Dr. Lewis, through the CEO of the Legacy Health Endowment, those services, I really think we need to publicize them in our communities and everything that they're doing. They're giving opportunities for young people to go and get dentistry degrees, health practitioner degrees, and then come back and work for their communities, among many other things. And I hope we can get more information out. I would love to help yourself and Supervisor Condit with that. So anyway, thank you, very informative, and I look forward to sharing that information.
I appreciate that, council member. We were very lucky to have Jeffrey Lewis there with us. I'm more than happy to disseminate any information that was shared during the meeting out to the council and to the city staff, and they can do with it what they wish. But just fits in line with one of our #1 priorities, which is to bring some more sustainable healthcare to the west side. So slowly but surely, we're getting there.
Thank you.
Thank you for that update. Items from the city manager and staff. I see Lieutenant Shorts on tonight.
Good evening, Mayor Pro Tem and council members. Couple items for you. Fireworks on the 4th of July. I'm sure there might be some questions about that. We did have 7 officers working on the 4th of July. I looked back through our records management system and I see there was actually 13 calls for service in regards specifically to fireworks on that night. And during that course, we issued 11 citations for fireworks. It seemed like the whole city was inundated with aerial fireworks and such. And I believe the fire department might have issued some as well. Before I move on to something with the Fall Festival, is there any questions in regard to the 4th of July and our enforcement? There was plenty. Also, I'd like to point out that the Fall Festival is moving on with all their planning that they are doing currently. One thing that will be different for this Fall Festival, as it's going to be their 50th celebration, they are planning to have a fireworks show on Sunday, the 5th of September, and that would be around 9 p.m. or so. They are working with the school district for the logistics of where they're going to have this at. Presently, I believe they are planning for Oristimba's High School Stadium as their area, whether that's the launch site or a viewing site. They haven't really got that nailed down yet that I'm aware of, but that's what they're working toward, is having this fireworks show for their 50th celebration. And if you have any other questions for me, I'd be happy to answer them.
Nope. Thank you.
Very good.
Thank you, Lieutenant. Catherine, anything tonight?
No report tonight, just with the exception of reminding everyone to make sure that they follow their water conservation watering days. Even addresses on Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday, odd addresses on Wednesday, Friday, and Sunday. Call Public Works if you have any questions about that, but it's really the time to try to conserve as much water as possible. That's it.
Thank you. Lou, anything from the finance director tonight?
I don't have anything to report tonight, but happy to be answering any questions you might have.
Thanks, Lou. Chief Bowen?
Good evening, Mayor Pro Tem and Council. Just following up on fireworks, the fire department did issue 5 citations, and we had 1 dumpster fire that evening. I don't know if you guys have noticed either. If you drive by the front of the station, the new fence is up. It's near completion. So if you get a chance, take a look and let me know what you think. And again, I can't wait to have an open house and show you guys all the work that's been done. The fire station has been staffed since July 1st with 2 individuals and 1 roving officer every day so far. We're projected to have maybe 2 or 3 days where it's unstaffed. I can answer any other question you guys might have.
Thanks, Chief.
Thank you.
Michael, anything from the city manager tonight?
Yeah, thank you, Mayor Pro Tem. Just a couple quick things. One, again, I wanted to echo the comments by Councilmember Ball. You know, Matos News and the Matos family have, you know, done a great service for our community for many decades in their operations of the West Side Index. And, you know, that goes to, you know, covering our local events, you know, taking pictures of kids that are, you know, playing their sports. And so, you know, we wish them well in their next endeavor. We'd like to thank 209 Multimedia for coming in and helping with that. It's important that we have this local publication. Otherwise, you know, we got the Modesto Bee and a Patterson Irrigator. There's nothing really local that would cover both Gustine and Newman. So I think it's an important feature. So I want to thank the council for stepping forward in this tight time and you know, helping out with that. I know Lieutenant Short covered a lot of it. We have been working with the Fall Festival committee and moving forward. We will be bringing you a request at the next meeting to help with some sponsorship for the fireworks show. So that'll be coming on your agenda for the next meeting. Just kind of prep you for that. And then lastly, it's not 100% done, but well 10, boy, it is 99.9% done. I think we just got some last few items, probably going to do a notice of completion in August. So as we did during the construction, we'd like to take the council members out 2 at a time and kind of give them another show and show you the progress and where we're at. So if you guys are interested, feel free to email me some dates and times that you're available. Generally in the morning, it's a little bit cooler in the morning. So if that works for you, just shoot me some days and times that work, and we'll coordinate schedules and get you out there and see how it turned out. So with that, Mayor Pro Tem, that's all that I had, and I can answer any questions you may have.
Thank you, Michael. I don't see any other staff on. Is there anybody else on that I missed
No, that looks to be it, Mayor.
already? Items from city council members. Councilman Ball?
Nothing more to add tonight. Thank you.
Great, thank you. Councilman Pimentel?
Well, I missed about a week and a half, and now I'm getting back up to where I should be. And I like all the good news I like about the fall festival. It's a good thing. And I'm just hoping that we're doing well in our COVID-19 what do they call that? Evacuations, whatever they call that. But I'm hoping that it doesn't get any worse. They said it's going to get worse again. So we need to be careful, keep our hands washed, and put your mask on anyway, whether you like it or not. You should go in there to protect other people. That's all I got to say.
And I will just echo what Councilman Ball and Michael Holland said about the newspaper. I was certainly glad to see that happen, because it was pretty sad when I heard what was about to happen. So I'm ecstatic about it. So at that point, I guess we'll adjourn to closed session. Yes?
Yes.
Good night, everybody.
Give me a
Bye,
second. I will create the breakout room.